Hello, and welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I'm your host, Alex. Today is May 5th, 2025. All right, we're diving into this ICLR conference paper. What should a neuron aim for? Designing local objective functions based on information theory, published just over 3 months ago. It tackles the opacity of artificial neurons in deep networks. The core idea? Instead of just global backprop, let's give neurons local goals using information theory, specifically partial information decomposition, or PID, to manage different input types like feed-forward, context, and lateral information. Okay, so this first figure really lays out the groundwork for these, quote, infomorphic neurons. It takes inspiration from biology, specifically pyramidal neurons, separating inputs into feed-forward and contextual streams. Then, it visualizes how partial information decomposition, or PID, breaks down the information flow. Unlike older methods, PID separates information into unique, redundant, and synergistic parts, which is crucial for setting those specific, local learning goals for each neuron, as shown in the bottom right. Okay, so building on the bivariate idea, this figure introduces lateral connections, adding a third input stream, L, to the feed-forward F and context C. Panel C shows the much richer trivariate PID decomposition this enables, with many more information, quote, atoms. Panel D then illustrates how you can combine these atoms to create complex local objectives, like encoding information that's redundant between F and C, but unique regarding L. This allows for finer control. Alright, moving to the results. This figure puts the trivariate PID approach to the test on MNIST. Panel A illustrates the different network architectures they explored. Panel B then directly compares bivariate and trivariate PID, showing trivariate significantly reduces test error, especially with optimized local objectives. Finally, Panel C plots error versus hidden layer size, demonstrating that certain setups, particularly with sparse lateral connections, approach backpropagation performance. This really validates the effectiveness of these local information theoretic goals. So, digging deeper into how these local goals work, this figure compares a simple heuristic goal in Panel A with an optimized one for MNIST, boosting accuracy. Panel B then uses ablation. Zeroing out parameter shows which specific PID atoms really matter for performance, like the one capturing redundancy between feed-forward and context. Panel C simplifies the goal based on this analysis, and Panel D briefly shows similar insights for CIFAR10, highlighting task differences. Okay, so to really understand those PID atoms we just discussed, this table lays them all out. It provides a complete list of the atoms for the trivariate case. That's with feed-forward, context, and lateral inputs. For each atom, it clearly defines its specific meaning, like unique information from one source, redundancy between two, or synergy. These are the building blocks for constructing those optimized local objectives we saw earlier. This table then details the 4 most important goal parameters, the weights for those PID atoms that emerged from optimization and ablation on the MNIST task. It shows the specific parameter, its definition like, quote, redundancy between F and C, its optimized value, and crucially, an interpretation. For instance, maximizing redundancy between feed-forward and context was vital, while minimizing redundancy with lateral inputs was also key. This gives concrete, interpretable processing goals for the neurons. So, those interpretable goals really get to the heart of it. Well, wrapping up, this work demonstrates how partial information decomposition, especially the trivariate approach, provides a principled foundation. It allows for designing local neuron objectives that yield strong performance, nearly matching backpropagation, while crucially offering interpretability about what each neuron is actually learning. Alright, that's all for this AI Research Roundup. Thanks for listening, I'm Alex.